In the previous video, we talked about the facilities, in detail research about what all the things you can plan to have for the restaurant. Today, in this video, we are going to talk about what all the facilities you can plan to have for yourself as the administrator of the platform, as the business owner. Hi guys, my name is Deep, and today we are getting in detailed information about the features, modules and facilities you can plan to have as an administrator of a restaurant table reservation system. Let's get started. Okay, first and foremost point, verifying and approving restaurant. Now it's a bit of a tricky situation whether you want to allow a restaurant to fill up all the information or you want just the basic information and then your staff manages the other information. So just verifying the locations, the images, the menus, and make sure that it is compatible to the platform. It is looking good, because how they look is going to be the impression of the application in front of the user. Then comes overall management of restaurants. Again, getting details about the restaurant, doing the analytics, viewing the reports on what all the restaurants are doing, what all the diners are doing in the restaurant, and each and everything. With that comes management of users or the diners and the staff members of the restaurant as well. So complete management portfolio or the management facilities which allows you to get into the more details, get into the analysis, get into the level of detail which helps you to make better business decisions. Because you know that this Mexican restaurant is getting more customers, so you want to make sure that you promote them in the right way. You know that this particular restaurant is getting bad reviews, so you want to make sure that that doesn't source up into search, right? So that level of details. You want to identify notorious users who keep on posting negative reviews without any reason. So this level of management of users, restaurant, as well as their staff members, right? You want to make sure that if a restaurant is stuck somewhere, you want the facilities that you can manage the staff members. You can assign the manager for the restaurant. You can make sure that the waiters are doing good. So the complete management of each and every sub-user type of restaurant, diners, and the other user type which are related to them. Then comes the advanced business analytics or financial analytics to understand that the forecast of the business which is going to happen in the festive season, to know that how much a particular business is doing, how much a particular restaurant is doing actually, how much a particular cuisine is doing, how much a particular cuisine is doing in a particular season. So that level of analytics which will help you to forecast the next year plans. You know that Mexican food did well in December. You know that pastries did well in January. So you want to make sure that you do the marketing in the right way. How do you do the marketing without analytics? And this admin panel is going to help you to get all the data, and this data will further be useful in all your marketing. Complete analysis of the whole platform, not just the users, not just the restaurant, but the cuisines, but the categories, each and everything. Then comes the management of policies and management of terms and conditions. Very basic thing. You can update the text of each and every pages to make sure that the users are updated about it, and that is a small thing which will help you to get out of legal problems. Then comes the revenue model. Now, you might have various revenue models, right? You might be having a subscription fee, you might be having a booking fee, and you might also be having a cancellation amount in certain scenarios. So you need to have complete flexibility to make sure that at any point of time you want to change anything based on the customer's behavior, your restaurant's behavior, based on your competitors. It needs to be really flexible so that you can manage the things very, very easily and stay up to date in the market. Your behavior needs to be changed without writing a single piece of code, and that's what we provide in an admin panel. Further, this can be very flexible based on your need. You can have multiple revenue models, you can have a single revenue model, and we can play around based on your requirement here. Okay, now users are important, the diners are important, but your other kid, restaurant, is also important, right? So you need to make sure that the notorious user who keep on posting negative reviews, you need to moderate the reviews and rating to make sure that no restaurant is negatively affected by the behavior of a particular user or a particular group of user, or even in the worst case scenarios, the competitors, right? So you need to moderate and manage the reviews and ratings which happen in the platform. Then comes manage booking or reservation. Now you need to have a clear understanding, right? You need to have a very, very clear understanding that at what time, what reservations are happening, how many bookings are happening at what restaurant. That will help you to balance down the whole platform and understand the behavior of the users. Again, this data is more of the analytics, which is going to help you in marketing, which is going to help you to strategize the thing in the right way. Manage restaurant tables. Consider, like, you're having just a square table. You need to make sure that you have multiple types of table, like, oval table, square table, round table, corner table, L-shaped table. So a complete management so that you can have multiple types of table, and at times you might also need to have a specific shape of table just for a particular restaurant, right? Consider a restaurant having a U-shaped table. Now you need to make sure that it's not generally available because people don't have it, but still you need to make that available for that particular restaurant. So you can go in detail, like whether the data is available for everyone, whether that is available for a particular restaurant, and how you want to manage the data. So the management of table, the floor planning, the shape, the design, the detailing of the table. Track restaurant's performance. Now, why is that important? Because like you might say that you are just managing the business, right? It doesn't make a difference that what is the performance of what particular restaurant. The industry works on collaborations. Based on the performance of a restaurant, you can plan to collaborate with them so that they offer better discount to your customers. Now, there are so many things which you might get into knowledge when you're talking to an investor, when you're talking to business analyst who review the whole system, who evaluate the whole system. So based on the restaurant performance, you can make better decisions and can understand that how much commissions you are paying them or how much commissions you are getting from them, and how you can leverage that to make sure that the things goes in the right direction. Now, managing categories of cuisines, categories of restaurant, categories of table, categories of the payment methods, right? You need to have complete flexibility on each sort of categories, managing cities, managing countries, managing areas, managing state. Everything is part of managing the categories. You need to make sure that you manage all the categories very flexibly based on your requirements so that you can explore the market in the right way without even calling us, right? You need to have complete control over the system. You do not need to call us every other day that, okay, I want to change this. That should not happen, right? So you need to manage all the categories and subcategories. With that, categories of the staff member, waiter, cashier, manager. You might have cleaning staff, you might have inventory managers. Everyone needs to have different facilities. Every restaurant has a different set of requirements. So complete category management, like what I mentioned. Other thing, very important, is user support, management of user support, the ticket generation facility from the application which goes to you as an administrator. Maybe you might also want to have chat facility so that you can provide immediate support. You need to have a chat facility between the customer to you and between you to restaurant so that you can make sure that you get both the information and you get a resolution, because more resolutions you bring on the table, happy customers and happy restaurants, right? So these are, again, these are the facilities and details you can plan to have, like what I discussed in the previous videos for the restaurant and for the diners. It's completely dependent on you that how much details you want in each of the points we have discussed, right? What level of detailing, what level of control you want, that defines that how complex the system it would be. So if you have not watched the previous video, right, we have a separate video for the cost of development. We have a separate video for the facilities for the diners, facilities for the restaurant. We also have a very separate video where we are talking about the revenue system. What all the revenue models you can plan, what all the revenue modules you can plan to implement in the system, and why it is the right time to invest in a restaurant table booking application after the current COVID situation and how the world is going right now. So that is it from my side for this video. We talked about the facilities you can plan to have for yourself as the administrator of the platform. Next video, I'm not really sure, but probably we are going to compare two of the largest players in the market. Let's see how that goes. But meanwhile, if you have not watched the previous video, you'll find the links in the description, and you also have a link to important video here above. We'll stay in touch in the next video. In case you have any requirements, you can reach us at sales@Ibiixo.com or +91 84601 84608. The number is on WhatsApp and on direct line as well. I've mentioned the link to reach us directly in the description. You also have a link to our page there. Make sure you get in touch. I'm sure you have a really good idea. We'll discuss it. Our business analyst team will be there to help you. Goodbye. Deep from the restaurant series at Ibiixo Studios, signing off.